YouTube going here. Perfect, got you both. We're actually coming to you from the Willow District today for our live Q&A session. So if you have questions, send them in, happy to answer. If you want to know about this house, it's 305 West Coronado. It's in the Willow District. It was built in 1937. Super adorable. Look at the kitchen cupboards behind me here. But really, we just have a couple of questions today that we've had sent in. So one of them, we've talked a lot about seller carries as an alternative financing option. And so what that means is that the seller basically becomes the mortgage person. And so when you're putting together a seller carry offer, you need to put, or at least I would recommend accepting as a seller, a substantial down payment. And by substantial, I mean like 20 to 25% of whatever that price is. And then an interest rate that's either at market or slightly above. Sometimes, of course, everything is a negotiation. Sometimes there's reasons to push back on those, but that's generally the standard. In a seller carry, the new buyer will actually become the owner on title, so the deed will transfer, and then you'll just act like the mortgage. And so they won't be able to sell it without paying you off. They'll make monthly payments to you. Be sure to set that up through a title company, and we can, of course, help with any of this. But that's how those work. The difference to a contract for deed. So the question that I had was, what's the difference between a contract for deed and a seller carry? So a contract for deed means that you actually fulfill your portion of the contract. So the contract being, I will give you this much money down, I will make this many monthly payments, and on this date, I will refinance into a normal mortgage, which we would call a balloon payment. And they will make that balloon payment for the rest of what is owed. And that is when they will actually get the title on the house. So it's not when you sell it and do a contract for deed, you're still technically the owner as the seller. And that buyer doesn't get to be the technical owner until they've fulfilled those financing terms. So a lot of the advantages and stuff tax-wise are similar. There are some nuances and differences. So if you're interested in doing that, talk to a CPA. You can do a contract for deed and not pay off an existing mortgage. So you can do, in essence, a seller carry without owning the house free and clear, but you would have to do it as a contract for deed. So those are kind of the nuances there. And of course, when you get into situations like this, attorneys need to be involved. Talk to CPA for tax ramifications on some of this stuff, and then there's surely possible. So you just need a little bit of expert additional help. What other questions? We've got market rates today. I haven't had the chance to check yet, so we'll do that quick. Our pendings for the day, we had that question. Our market trajectory has gone sharply up on under contracts. And our pendings are hovering right about 9,000 homes. So that's pretty good. Our actives are coming down. The demand is going up seasonally. And so it's still pushing us further and further into a seller's market. So our 30-year fixed rates today are actually down from yesterday. They're currently at 6.97. So a little bit of good news if you're looking at locking today. It's better than yesterday. What other questions? If anybody has anything, shoot them in. Those are the ones that we've had this week to start with. One of the other questions that we had, you can get a full-blown home inspection on new homes that are closing. And so if that's an option for you, if you're looking into new construction, you can have an independent party come in on your behalf to inspect that house and make sure that they're hitting standards, that outlets actually work, that things were done correctly. So I would recommend that before you do they always call it a new home orientation, but it's basically your tape walk where you're sticking things on the walls for things that they need to correct. So it is an additional appointment and it is an additional cost, but I would highly recommend doing that. What other questions do we have, you guys? Happy to answer. If we don't have anything else, then we can jump off. We don't have a whole heck of a lot to talk about today. If you have questions, of course, for next week, we'll be on next Friday at 11 Mountain Standard Time. Shoot me a text, email, phone call, give me whatever you got, and then we'll get those questions answered for you live. Phone number here, 480-518-9907. You can email me at Chelsea, CHELSEA, at yourreddoorteamaz.com, and we would welcome the chance to answer your questions. So of course, if you need Phoenix real estate help, here we are. If you want to come see this house today, 305 West Coronado, and we will be here until 5. It's in Phoenix. Super cute. I'll put up a live video on that on our Facebook page here in a little bit with some of the quirky old details that we've got going on here. So it's really, really cute. You guys will love it. So we'll see you next week.